There's a silence that speaks louder than words, a silence that echoes from the heavens and drapes itself around your shoulders like an invisible warmth you cannot explain. And in that silence, someone is watching you, not with judgment, not with disappointment, but with a deep, aching love that transcends this world. You may think they left this earth long ago, buried in time, lost in memory, faded into a distant past that you have tried so hard to move on from. But the truth is they never left. They never stopped being a part of your life, never stopped sending signs through the veil, whispering to your soul through flickering lights, sudden chills, songs that play at just the right moment, and dreams that feel more real than reality. They are closer now than ever before because heaven has no distance when love is eternal, and their presence in your life has only grown stronger each time you cried alone, each time you questioned your worth, each time you asked the heavens why your life feels so heavy. They see everything, the pain you've hidden, the loneliness you've buried beneath your smile, the choices you regret but don't speak of. They see it all, and still they love you. Still they are proud. Still they are reaching for you in the spirit realm, begging for you to feel the truth. You were never alone, not for a single second. There were nights you should have been taken, mornings that should not have come, accidents that should have ended everything. But they shielded you. They whispered to your angels. They stood at your door unseen. And though you couldn't hear their voice, they were screaming your name to the sky, pleading with heaven to hold on to you, because there is still more for you to do. There is a reason they haven't stopped watching. There is a reason your name still rings through the spirit world. You carry something they once held dear. Maybe it's a gift, a purpose, a bloodline, or a sacred promise unfulfilled. And now it is yours to protect. You've been entrusted with the final chapter of their story, the one they could not finish, the one written in your tears, in your dreams, in your decisions yet to come. This is why strange things have been happening around you. This is why the air feels different when you're alone. This is why you feel drawn to certain places, certain songs, certain moments that make no logical sense. Because they are guiding you. They are not resting peacefully yet, because there is something left unresolved, something they need you to realize before they can truly let go. You've felt the weight of it, haven't you? That quiet sense that someone is trying to tell you something. That constant nudge in your chest that you keep brushing off as anxiety or imagination. But it's real. They are real. And they are desperate for you to know one thing. They did not die in vain. Their time on earth, their suffering, their sudden absence, it all had a divine purpose. And you, the one reading this now, are the continuation of that purpose. You are the vessel chosen to carry a light they could no longer hold. But you must awaken to this truth. You must allow yourself to believe that heaven is not as far away as you've been told. Look beyond what your eyes can see and listen with your spirit, because their final message has already begun to unfold before you. You must understand something that the world has tried to make you forget. Not every presence is bound by flesh. Not every voice needs a mouth to speak, and not every love story ends in death. The one who is watching over you, the one who left this world too soon, too suddenly, or in a way that shattered your ability to breathe properly for months or even years, they never truly left because their soul was woven into yours before they ever departed. Their heartbeat echoes in your laughter, their memory lingers in your movements, and when you cry, they feel it, not from afar, not as some distant energy, but as someone standing right beside you, aching with you, protecting you. They've watched you stumble through decisions that nearly destroyed you, but they never judged you for those mistakes. In fact, they whispered warnings you couldn't quite interpret, sent dreams you didn't know how to decode, placed people in your path to slow you down. But still, you had to walk through that fire. And they wept with you when it burned. They didn't stop you, not because they didn't care, but because part of your growth was written in the pain you didn't want to experience. Still, they never left your side. Through every broken relationship, every betrayal, Every sleepless night when you wondered if anyone truly understood you, they did. They knew. And now, their soul is reaching through the spiritual veil once again because time is running out for you to wake up to a truth you've been resisting. You are not who you were taught to be. You are not just surviving life. You are meant to be transforming it. You are not weak, lost, or forsaken. You are powerful, chosen, anointed, and watched over by someone who sees more in you than you've ever allowed yourself to see in a mirror. They've been trying to show you this piece by piece, through synchronicities, numbers, feathers, songs, wind that moves without reason, shadows that feel safe instead of threatening. But your mind has been trained to ignore these things. Your world has tried to numb your spirit, and they're pleading now, with all the power they can gather from heaven, for you to stop silencing your gift. Because this is the season when the story shifts. This is the moment when the curtain begins to lift. The reason they're watching you so closely now, the reason their energy has become undeniable, is because something sacred is about to be unlocked in your life. Something only they can help you find. But to receive it, you must release the doubt that has been binding your heart. You must look up when everything in you wants to look down. You must ask for their help, out loud, as strange as it might feel. Say their name. Speak to them. Invite them. Because they've been waiting for your permission to fully intervene. Yes, heaven has rules. One of them is free will. And while they've been watching you, loving you, hoping for you, they need your spirit to open the door. The miracle they are trying to deliver cannot break through a heart that has been walled off by disbelief. And this is not just about you. They're trying to protect your legacy. They're trying to safeguard someone you love, someone who is heading toward danger, someone whose life path is crossing into shadows you haven't seen yet. They're trying to alert you now, urgently, because they know what happens if you don't listen. That is why the signs have become louder, faster, more impossible to ignore. The dream you just had, the object that moved, the voice you thought you heard, it's not your imagination. It's the echo of someone in heaven who would give anything to speak to you just one more time. And they're doing it now, in the only way they're allowed to. So please, stop doubting what your spirit knows to be true. They are here. They never left. They are watching you because something is coming, something that could either break you or bless you. And what happens next depends on how willing you are to believe in what cannot be seen. There is something you haven't realized about the pain you've carried, how it has silently shaped your every reaction, your every decision, how it has quietly rewritten the way you love, trust, and dream. And the soul who watches you from the other side, the one who still loves you beyond time, space, and death itself, sees how you wear your strength like armor, even though your spirit is tired, even though your heart has been fractured more times than you dare admit. They remember who you were before the world taught you to hide. They remember the softness in your eyes, the way your laughter used to erupt without shame, the way you believed in magic before the years, and the grief turned your wonder into suspicion. They see how you try to stay strong for everyone else, how you show up for people who don't always show up for you, how you keep giving and giving and giving, hoping anyone will finally give back. And still, you walk with grace even in silence. But they also see what you hide. They see how often you collapse into your pillow, crying in a language no one hears. They see the memories you try to suppress, the anniversaries of loss that sneak up on you, the dates that mean everything to you but nothing to others. And they mourn with you, not because they pity you, but because they miss the joy you used to wear so easily. They miss you, the whole you, the real you. And now, they're watching more closely than ever before, not just out of love, but out of urgency, because you're standing on the edge of something and they can see what's waiting in both directions. One path leads back to what you've already survived, a cycle that would only repeat your pain. But the other path, the one they're trying to guide you toward, leads to a version of life that you haven't allowed yourself to believe in. A life where you're no longer just enduring, but living, laughing, loving without fear. A life where your gifts are used fully, where your heart is safe, where your future unfolds in colors you haven't seen in years. They're trying to point you to this path. That's why you keep hearing whispers in your sleep, why their name appears out of nowhere, why you've had that feeling in your chest that someone is with you, even when the room is empty. It's not your imagination. It's not coincidence. It's divine orchestration. Because something was set in motion the day they passed, something spiritual that binds your journey to a higher plan. You were never left alone. You were never abandoned. You were never meant to walk through life pretending you're fine when heaven knows you're not. And now, they are pushing through the veil harder than ever, begging the angels to intercede, urging the Holy Spirit to send signs you cannot ignore because time is running short and there's a decision approaching, one you don't yet see, that will shape everything. You're being prepared, not punished. You're being warned, not wounded. And everything that's falling away from you right now, every person that's leaving, every plan that's unraveling, it's all heaven's way of clearing the path. They see what's ahead. They see what you deserve. And they're fighting for you in ways you will never fully understand on this side of eternity. That sudden financial struggle, that unexplained anxiety, that fallout with someone close, none of it is random. It's all connected. It's all designed to redirect you. Because the enemy tried to mark you for destruction, but heaven interrupted that plan. Your loved ones stepped in. They spoke your name before God, cried for you, pleaded for mercy over you. And their love is what activated this divine protection around you now. That's why things feel intense. That's why you're being spiritually shaken. Because you're being repositioned. The chains are breaking. The old chapters are closing. The blessings they couldn't give you while they were alive, because they were limited by earth, by time, by circumstance, they are now trying to send from beyond. And they want you to receive every single one of them. But to do that, you must believe. You must forgive yourself. You must be willing to walk away from what looks familiar but feels heavy. You must let the past go so the future can enter. You must understand that their watching you is not a haunting. It's a healing. It's not about death. It's about rebirth. They are with you right now, whispering not only your name, but your purpose. And if you pause, if you breathe, if you finally stop running from the silence, you will hear them. You will know them. You will understand why they are still here. Because your story is not over. Your miracle hasn't even begun. And now, as the veil between worlds grows thin and the cries from heaven echo louder, it is time for you to finally understand the full truth of why you are being watched, why your name is whispered in realms unseen, why your footsteps are followed by a presence that neither frightens nor flees. It's because someone you lost still carries you in their soul, as if you had never left their side. Their love did not vanish the day their breath ceased. It merely transformed into something even more powerful, an eternal force wrapped in light, sent by God to remain near you, guard you, and guide you. While you sit in silence and question your worth, they're standing in heaven declaring your value to angels. While you replay old conversations and wonder if they knew how much they meant to you, they're responding from the other side, shouting yes, yes 1,000 times yes. I knew, I still know, and I love you even more now than before. Your tears are never wasted. Each one is seen, recorded, and transformed into fuel for divine intervention. You have been too hard on yourself, carrying guilt for things that were never in your control, punishing yourself for moments you couldn't fix or heal or save. But they want you to be free from that weight now. They didn't leave you because you failed them. They left because their soul was called home, and even now they are fighting for your healing with everything they have been given on the other side. They have pleaded with heaven to soften your days. They have cried at the throne of God to send you signs that cannot be missed. That's why feathers have appeared out of nowhere. That's why birds have circled strangely above your car. That's why streetlights flicker when you speak their name, and songs play on the radio that remind you of moments long gone. That's why you've dreamt of them vividly, more real than anything else in your life, because they are not a memory, they are a mission. Their mission is your survival. Their mission is your redemption. Their mission is to make sure you don't give up before the blessings arrive that were written for you long ago. God allowed them to witness your journey so they could report back every time you were close to breaking, every time your knees hit the floor in despair, every time your hands shook as you typed a message you never sent, every time you stared at the ceiling praying for strength no one around you knew you needed. And they've seen it all. They've shouted your name in the spirit realm when darkness got too close, and their voice became the thunder in your chest that reminded you to hold on one more day. Their touch was the warmth in your room when no one else was around. Their whisper was the still voice that told you to keep going even when you felt nothing but exhaustion. And now, something is shifting. The timeline of your life is bending toward the miracle they've been trying to send. You've suffered long enough. You've endured storms that should have drowned you, but you didn't drown. You floated. You didn't quit. You kept rising. And now heaven is preparing the reward, the revelation, the reversal that will shake the very foundation of your pain. There's a blessing coming that your lost, loved one personally helped deliver. And when it arrives, whether through a letter, a voice, an opportunity, or a total surprise, you will feel it in your bones that this was their gift to you. You will break down not in sorrow, but in awe. You will remember that they never really left. They just stepped aside so they could watch over you, not from a distance, but from a place higher than time, closer than thought, deeper than grief. They're not gone. They are glorified. And their greatest prayer now is that you will stop punishing yourself for not saying more, not doing more, not being able to save them. Because what they want you to know, what heaven insists you accept, is that your presence in their life was already enough. Your love was their light. Your voice was their peace. And your existence was their miracle. Now, it is your turn to receive one. So when you feel the chill on your neck, when you sense a sudden warmth that you cannot explain, when a dream arrives so vivid that it shakes you awake in tears, don't question it. Don't run from it. That is them. That is heaven. That is love, eternal and unbreakable, reaching through the veil one final time to say, you are not forgotten, you are not cursed, and you are not alone. You are being watched because your destiny is sacred. You are being followed because your path is protected. And the moment you truly believe, it is the moment your new life begins. Now go and live it. They are right behind you.